and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a 9-month postpartum update. I had Grayson 9 months ago and I just wanted to kind of chat about where I'm at physically, mentally, and at some point in this video we're going to be discussing how you can enter our 500 subscriber giveaway. It's a very mini small giveaway, but we just wanted to thank you guys for subscribing and supporting us and getting us closer to our goals. So stay tuned for that. Grayson's just over here, so if I'm looking over here, that's why. If I'm looking down here, it's because my notes are right there. So without further ado, let's get started.
Missing someone.
So first I want to start off with saying everyone's postpartum body is different, everyone carries different when they're pregnant, everyone has different experiences, and all are good and beautiful, and the most important part is that you nourished and carried your baby and birthed them, and that's a miracle in itself. So in my pregnancy I gained around 30 pounds, which I think is pretty average, but I barely gained any in the beginning. I think up until nearing my second trimester I only gained about 4 pounds. Then I think by the time I was around 25-ish weeks, I had gained 12 pounds, and then really in my third trimester I just packed it on, which is normal and totally fine and okay, but really in that last month I put on I swear a majority of the weight, just nourishing him and giving him what he needed for that final month. So I would say, I don't know, there's kind of this expression that it takes 9 months to grow a baby and then it takes 9 months to get back to where you were. And I feel like to an extent that's been somewhat true. I probably got to my pre-pregnancy weight a few months ago, but I'm not as toned, I think, as I was before, because your stomach totally just gets stretched out. A big goal of mine is to reincorporate exercise as a constant in my life, because I used to be dancing and now I don't have that every week to kind of keep me on track. So I do want to try to make exercise more routine again. That's a big goal of mine going forward, especially now that gyms are open again. I don't know, I'll still probably be doing home workouts, but my point is I don't have any more excuses. I am starting to notice that clothes I bought immediately after pregnancy for me to wear right after I gave birth, not right after, but a few months after, I had to kind of size up a little bit, and now those clothes that I sized up in aren't fitting anymore. So I think that's another indication that I'm truly getting down to where I was before. And that was never really a big goal of mine to I must get to where I was before, but it has been nice to kind of feel more like myself, if that makes sense. Right after I had Grayson, I was pretty lucky, and it might just be because of my age, but my stomach deflated pretty fast. All the nurses in the hospital were commenting about it, but that said, I still kind of had loose skin for a few days, and that was kind of bumming me out. But it was literally an overnight thing. As soon as my milk came in, it was it all went from my stomach right up. It was the craziest thing. I woke up and I was like, wow. So if you do plan to breastfeed, obviously if you're pregnant or plan to be pregnant, breastfeeding definitely helps. And it was just crazy. All of a sudden I was able to fit back into my jeans once my milk came in. To talk a little bit more on breastfeeding, we have been breastfeeding for almost 10 months now, which I'm really excited and proud of, because I didn't know if that would be something I'd be able to do. And at this point, I don't really have any intention of stopping. I mean, eventually, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just feel like it's been so beneficial for the both of us, and there are a lot of benefits to extended breastfeeding. So we'll see how we're doing when we get there. But I did have some supply issues in the beginning, so in the future, I would probably want to make sure I regulated my supply better in the beginning. But overall, I think I'm really happy with where we are with that. And I'm also kind of afraid to stop breastfeeding because that's how we get him to nap now. We just nurse him to sleep, so we will have to cross that bridge when we get there. I wanted to take a moment to touch on mental health in terms of the postpartum period, because I had heard of postpartum depression, but I did not expect to feel the way I felt in the beginning there. I'd say it honestly lasted for 6 months, and I wasn't depressed. I didn't have postpartum depression, which I was educated about that. I more so had postpartum anxiety, which I say it kind of came out of nowhere, but I do kind of have a high stress like personality, and I am kind of prone to worrying. It wasn't necessarily totally a surprise, but like I did not expect to have some of the feelings that I did. I was absolutely terrified, and I am still to an extent, of SIDS. I've touched on this in another video, but I would literally be up watching him sleep, and he rarely slept, but even when he was like sleeping, I felt like I had to watch him, and I'd wake up in like a panic that he wasn't okay. In my mind, I had to be there to watch him sleep. So if like he took a nap and someone was like, oh, like go spend time with your friends and I'll watch him when he naps, like I was like, no, like I need to make sure he was okay. And it just made me so nervous and so freaked out. And there's some things I still get nervous about, like eating is a big deal. Like feeding him is like, I'll get so nervous about him choking and have to break everything into really small pieces. But it's kind of been one of those things where like once we finally got Grayson to sleep and I got more sleep, I kind of was clear-headed, had a more clear mind, and I was able to think more rationally. Once he started sleeping, I realized like he's okay, like nothing's gonna happen in his sleep. And from that point on, my mental health really improved. And then I was also for a while super anxious about leaving him and going to work, but it's kind of one of those things too where it took me actually going to work to start feeling comfortable leaving him. So that definitely helped the situation a lot too, is just spending some time apart even when it felt uncomfortable for me. And it has also helped having Matthew home from school this whole time with quarantine, because I've just had all that extra support and help, so that's been amazing too. One thing I wanted to touch on, but that I don't think I knew about at all when I was pregnant, or just that I hadn't heard of in general, was I keep on just making sure Grayson's not getting into trouble, but is postpartum hair loss. Literally on the dot at the 4-month point, my hair just started falling out in chunks. I know that sounds dramatic, but like you'd run your hand through your hair and it would be like all in your hands, and you're just like, oh my gosh, my pillow would have so much hair on it, and it was the worst. I absolutely hated it, because I was just, one, freaking out that I was losing my hair, and two, it was just everywhere, and not a fan. But it has started to grow back, and it like is growing back super little and like these fuzzy little baby hairs. Because I'm blonde, I think it helps a lot, but I'm happy to be getting my hair more healthy and thick again. I wanted to circle back to one aspect of like postpartum body stuff. I did get some stretch marks, but not on my stomach. They're all on either my like hips or kind of my butt, so I can't really show them to you guys, but they have faded a ton since I've given birth. I was fortunate and I didn't get very many. I've kind of heard stretch marks are a genetic thing, so and I grew pretty gradually and not all at once, so that could be part of it too. I did get a question about what I use to prevent stretch marks, and I was pretty like on top of it and diligent about it. I can't be really sure if that's what ended up helping or preventing them, but pretty early on I'd put coconut oil on my stomach in the shower, most times I showered, and then I'll see if I can find the products I used and I'll insert some pictures, but I used this like Neutrogena like hydrating lotion, and then I also used shea butter at times. I kind of alternated, and then I even used some like body oils. So I'm not really sure if they helped or not, but I did only end up with them on my hips. And hi buddy, Gracie. Okay, so now I'm going to take a brief moment to talk about the 500 subscriber giveaway. In order to enter on this video, you will have to like it, make sure you're subscribed, and in the comments, comment your favorite video we've done so far. And then we will randomize all the entries, and we will give a small gift card to the winner, just to tell you guys thank you and that we appreciate your support. At the very end of the video, I'm going to show you a little belly shot, and you can see the before and after from 9 months pregnant to 9 months postpartum, and just see kind of where I'm at now compared to where I was. But before we do that, I'm gonna grab Grayson and give you a little update on him. So this has been a super big month for Grayson. He started really crawling, like he's antsy now. He won't sit still anymore. That's part of he's been up to lately, but He really crawls super fast and efficiently now instead of just scooting around. He can pull up on stuff. He can take a few steps with a walker, not by himself, but if he's pushing his walker, he can take a few steps. He's finally getting a tooth down here, just barely. I feel like he's actually kind of starting to understand things a little bit more. He's mad right now. He doesn't want to sit still, and he's mad that I took him away from his play. Huh, buddy? But yeah, he's just getting into all sorts of trouble these days, but it's honestly so fun to see him learn and figure out new things. And I can't help but feel like he's just turning into a little toddler, which makes me a little sad, huh? Huh, buddy? So before I end the video, I'm going to insert that footage of my before and after. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and if you're new to our channel, welcome, and we hope you will subscribe and watch more of our videos. We love you guys so much and are so thankful for your support, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone.